Hello everyone, this is Dr. Bhimalinga. Welcome to the session. In this session, we are going to learn about lists, operations on lists. First of all, what do you mean by a list? A list is an ordered sequence of values. Suppose, for example, this is a list. The elements of a list are enclosed in square brackets. The elements of list can be of any data type. They must be separated by comma. Suppose these are the values of a list. I have taken 5 values: 10, 23, 8, 34 and 17. This is one list. If you wanted to print the content of this list, you can just use the name of that list. We have created a list by name L1. In order to know what this list has, you can just type its name L1, because we are known the name we have given for this list is L1. On executing this, it is going to display what are its contents. If you want to know what is the type of this name, we are known what is the name we have given, that is L1. What type of object is this? If you wanted to know, we can just use this type function, and you pass that name as an argument to this type, so that we can come to know what type of object is that. So it is a list. If you wanted to access individual elements of a list, we can go for use of indexing. List indexing always starts with 0, 1, and it is going to continue with the 1, 2 and so on. So if there are 5 elements, then the index of fifth element will be of, that is a 4. In our example, in the 0th index, the value is 10. In the first index, the value is 23 and so on. In the 4th index, the value is, that is 17. The range of index will be 0 through length minus 1. Length is the number of elements in a list. And if you wanted to access individual elements of a list, we can access in this fashion. First, you have to use the name of a list. We are known the name of a list is L1. And if you wanted to know what is there in the index position, that is a 0, you can use that, okay, index value, so that you can get the value that is, okay, stored in a list. We are known that in the index 0 there is a value that is a 10. So because of this reason you have got this 10 displayed. And we are known that the last element in this list is of, that is, okay, 17. So if you want, and you are known its index is, that is a 4. So on giving this statement L1 of that is a 4, it is going to display the value in that index position. So the value in the index position 4 is of, that is 17. So we can, on executing this statement, we can find what is there in that, okay, list. If you wanted to know length of the list, you are available with one function by name, that is len. So you have to pass this name of that object as a argument. So the name of this list that what we have given is L1. So I am passing this L1 as a argument. So on passing this L1 as a argument, we can come to know how many elements are there in a list. We are known that we have stored, okay, 5 values in this list. Therefore it has given the length of this list is of, that is a 5. And we are known what are the elements of a list. So these are the 5 values of this list. And lists are mutable. We cannot modify the value of a list. We can have lists enclosed in another lists. So that is, okay, nested lists. If the elements of list themselves can be of, that is a list. For example, this is a list. This is the first element of a list, which itself is like a list, and this is the second element of a list, which is having the elements 30, 40, 50. So this L2 is a list having 2 lists. The first list is having 2 elements and the second list is having 3 elements. If you want to refer to elements of this nested list, first you have to refer to index of this outer list, and then you have to refer to index of the inner list within a given outer list. So the indices of outer lists are 0 and 1. Therefore, if I take this 0th list, it is having 2 values, that is 10 and 20. Therefore, the 10 can be referred by using index 0, 0, and the 20 can be referred by using index 0, 1. In a similar fashion, we are known that the index for this second list is of 1, and if I wanted to refer to elements within this list, I need to refer to inner indices. So the index for this 30 is of 10, and for 40 it is of 11, and 50 it is of 1, 2. Let us see how to access the elements of this nested list. If I want to refer to, in a list L2 there are two lists. So if I want to refer to the first list, I have to use this because whether it is a inner list or outer list, always the index starts with 0. Therefore, the first index is of 0, and we are known that the first index is having two elements within that. So the index again starts with 0. So if I am going to use this 0, then you are going to get the value as what? That is a 10. Yeah. In a similar fashion, if I wanted to, let me first display what are the contents of this list L2. We are known that this L2 is a list. It is having two nested sublists, I can say. So if I wanted to refer to the value, say 40, first I have to find its outer index. We are known that its outer index is of 1, and we have to find its corresponding inner index. So being this is a list, once again the index starts with 0. Therefore, this is 0 index, this is 1, this is 2. So if I wanted to refer to this value, we are known that the outer index is of 1 and your inner index is of 1. Therefore, I have to use first we have to use the name of the list, and then outer index. Outer index is what? 1, and inner index is what? 1. Therefore, we are going to get, on execution of this, we are going to get that is 40. I hope you have understood what are these nested lists and how to access the values of a nested list. Now we will look at some operations on list. We are known what is a list. L1 is a having. We are known its contents. It is its size is of 5. It is a having 5 values. So these are the 5 values of this list. If I wanted to perform some operations on this list, I can perform. The name of the list is L1. I just wanted to use this operator. So we will see what is this operator. It is a concatenation operator. So as of now, this L1 is having 5 elements. So on execution of this statement, this L1 is going to have 10 elements. Whatever you have the first 5 elements, the same 5 elements will be repeated again. So it has doubled its list size. Earlier it was like a 5, now the size of this list has become 10. So even if, to whatever size you wanted to increase the list, you can increase. We are known that we have a list by name that is a L2, and it is having some nested elements we are known. And we are known what first let me display what are the contents of this list L2. It is having 2 sublists. So even on this, if you wanted to apply this operation, you can apply. Let us, L2, that is the name of a list, star. Suppose I am giving this value as that is a 3. So altogether it is having, originally this list L2 is having 5 elements. So on execution of this code, now we are going to have how many values? That is 3 into 5. 3 into 5, that is 15. Altogether that is 15 elements. So in the original list we had 2 sublists. So in the new list we are going to have 3 into 2, that is 6 sublists. This is one sublist, second, third, 4, 5, 6. This is how you can scale the list if you want to scale it. In a similar fashion, if you wanted to add, we are known, let us first see what are the contents of this list L1. So this is the original list. It is having 5 elements. If I wanted to add a new value for this list, first of all, you are supposed to refer to list name, which is that is L1. You are available with one function by name that is append, and you have to pass the value whatever you wanted to add to this original list. Suppose I am giving a value as say 55. This value 55 is going to be get added at the end of the original list. We are known what is the original list. Your last element, the last element in the original list is of that is 17. So this is the new value that is 15. I just wanted to append to this original list. So on execution of this statement, what will happen is this: 55 is going to be added after that is 77. So if you wanted, now it is executed. Now if you wanted to see what are the contents or say contents of this list L1, so I'm going to execute this. Now you can find this 55 that is added to this list. Now the length of this list is of, that is 6. Earlier there were 5 elements. Just now we have added a new value, that is 55, to this list. So on adding this 55, now it has 6 values. Yeah. You are also available with operator, that is plus, and if you wanted to add some value to this list, okay, you can this way also, right? You can add. You have to take it as a string. Let us take it. We will look at this. And if you wanted to, we are known these many elements are there in this list. So in this list, right, if you wanted to find the minimum element, right, in that list, or say maximum element in this list, you can find. So min of the name of the list is L1. We are known the minimum value of this list is of 10, that is 8. So on execution of this statement, it is going to produce the output as 8. So max of the name of the list is L1. So on execution of this statement, we are known that the largest value in this list is of 55. So it has produced the output as, that is a 55. In a similar fashion, we can have some other operations, namely in operator. So you can check whether that value is present in that list or not. If the value is present in that list, right, it is going to produce a Boolean value true, otherwise false. We are known, right, what are the contents of this list. First let me display what are the contents of this list L1. It is having 6 elements, we are known. So this is a list having 6 elements, and we are known that this value 55 is there in the list L1. In the name of the list is that is L1. So on execution of this statement, it is going to produce a Boolean value that is true. And we are known that, let me take some value which is not there in the list. For example, uh, the value 15 is not there in the list, so when I test for the presence of that value in that list, it is supposed to produce a value that is a false, being it is not present in the list. So that is what that. And we are known your list is having 6 elements. These are the values of this list. And if I wanted to add some more elements to this list, or say some other value, say for example 66, then you can go for use of this concatenation operator. So on execution of this code, that is 66 has been added to this original list. And if you wanted to find the sum of all the values in this list, so we have been added one more element to this list. So the count of this list now has become, that is 7. The name of list is L1, right? So on execution of 66, it has been added. The length of this list is length of list 1. If you wanted to find, you can display at first what are the elements of this list, and then you can check for count of that list. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. So because of this reason, it has been given that count value as a 6. That is the result of the operation, that's all, but that element is not going to be added, right, when you concatenate. So just I have appended that in the result. So this is a list. If you wanted to find the sum of all the values of this list, we are available with a function by name that is sum. So on execution of this, so this is the output that what you can expect. 10 plus 23, 33 plus 8, 41, 41 plus 34, 75, 75 plus 75 plus 17, that is 92, 92 plus 55, 90 plus 50, 140, 2 plus 5, that is 7. So 147, that is the result, right, that what we have got. And coming to some operations on this list. Now we are going to discuss about some functions on a list. Already we have seen one of the function by name that is append. Now we are going to look at another function by name that is extend. We are known what are the values of say content of this list. So L1. For this I just wanted to add few more values to this list. So if you wanted to 2 or more values to this list, then you can go for the usage of this extend function. So I just wanted to add few more values, say 77 and say 99 for example. Then on execution of this, we are known that already there were 6 elements. So on adding these 2 elements, the count of this list becomes what? 6 plus 2, that is 8. So if you wanted to display what are the contents of this list, so just by using the name of that list, we are known its name is what? That is a L1. So on execution of this, these are the contents. Earlier there were 6 values, and now we have that is 6 elements, 8 elements. So if you wanted to count manually, you can count. Otherwise you can just make use of this function, that is length. So the name of the list is L1. So on execution of this, it has produced the output as that is 8. Next, that is about extend. If you wanted to remove some elements from this list, you are available with one function by name that is a pop. So by making use of that function, we can remove the element of a list. So for that, what we need to do here is we need to pass as an argument the index, the position in which the element is to be removed must be passed as an argument to a list. We are known the name of this list is L1. I want to, this is an object, so I'm going to use this period operator for referring to the function that is associated with this object. I just wanted to remove the value that is 8. We are known its index is of 2, therefore I have to use this value as a index value as a 2 in order to get remove that value 8 from this list. So it has written that value which has got removed from that list. Before I had applied this, or say I had used this pop function on a list, we were known that there were 8 elements. Now if you display the contents of this list, this 18 is not going to be present there. See, 10, 23, 8 is not there. So after that we have say 34. So from that onwards it has continued. So now we have only 7 elements because one element has got removed from this list. So this is what this pop. So we can, now we have okay 7 elements. If I wanted to remove a value, say 77, we are known the length of the list is 7. Therefore, the corresponding index of this 77 is of what? 5, because index always okay starts with okay 0. So the index of last element will be of 6, and the last but one will be of, that is a 5. So this 77 is last but one element in the list. Therefore its index is of 77. So if I wanted to remove this 77, what is the index I have to use? That is a 5. So on execution of this statement, that 77 has got okay removed okay from this list. Earlier, before you had applied this operation, there were okay 7 elements. So now on deletion of this element, the count of this list has got decreased by 1. So its count is going to be of, that is 6, right? So if you wanted to test, you can test what is the length of this list. So there are only 6 elements in this list, and you are known what are the contents of this list. Just now we have removed this okay 77, which was the okay last but one element before I had applied that okay pop operation. So now you don't find that 77 as a last but one element in the list. So now we have only 6 elements. So that is a pop function. Now we are going to look at okay one more okay function, namely remove. So what is this remove? The remove function takes a value to be removed from the list and removes the first occurrence of that value from the list. We are known what is the content of this list. So this is the content of this list. So if I wanted to remove this (17), the basic difference between this pop and the remove is that in case of this pop, you are referring to index, whereas in case of this remove, you are referring to value itself. So if I wanted to remove this value, say for example that is 77, then you have to pass that 77 itself as a argument okay to the function. So on execution of this code, what will happen? It has got removed that okay 17. So earlier there were 6 elements. So even if you wanted to see the content of this list, you can see. So now I am trying to see what are the contents of this list. So this 77 has got okay removed from this list. Now it has got only okay 5 elements in the lists. So that is what about this okay remove function. In a similar fashion, we have some other functions, namely insert. If you wanted to insert a value into a list at a given position, you can insert. Suppose, for example, in the second position there is a value that is 34. So in place of that position I just wanted to insert a value, say 44. Then what you have to do is you have to refer to name of the list. The name of the list is L1 dot insert into what position right you wanted to insert, into second position. Right now in the second position we have that is a 34. Into that position I just wanted to insert a value that is like a 44. So from that position onwards, whatever the elements that were there in the original list, they are going to move one position towards right. So let us execute this and see. It has got inserted, but when you see the contents of this list, you can come to know whether it is inserted in that desired position itself or not. See this, in the second position earlier there was 34, now you can find that is 44. The elements in the rest of the positions, they were just moved one position ahead, I can say. So this is how you can insert elements into a list. If you wanted to, as you know, we have 6 elements in this list. If I wanted to sort these elements of a list, you are available with one function by name, that is a sort. So it is going to sort the elements of this list into ascending order. So now if you see the contents of this list, you can find that they are in the order 10, 23, 34, 44, 55, 99. So now this is the content of that list. If I wanted to get the list ordered into descending order, I have to use the name of the list as how to use the function that is a reverse. So when you use this function, or reverse, it is going to sort the elements in descending order. So earlier the list was in the ascending order. In spite of whether was it in ascending order or say in some unordered form, but on applying this function it is going to get sorted into descending order. So if you wanted to see the contents of that list, so you can check out this way. So now the elements or got sorted into decreasing order. So this is the list. If you wanted to so this is how you can sort the elements into the desired order. So in this session we have discussed about some operations on list and also some functions. We have seen the functions append, extend, pop, remove, sort, reverse. We also have seen the operations multiplication, concatenation, min, max, sum. So these are the operations that we have discussed in this session. Thank you all for joining the session. We will meet with a different topic in another session.